The Los Angeles Chargers are on a 4-game winning streak and are just a half game back in the race for the AFC West against the Kansas City Chiefs. It's been a competitive race at that, but it's a different division opponent we've got on the schedule today, and it is the 5-6 Las Vegas Raiders, who we will be taking on the road here in Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. Gardner Minshew quarterbacking the Raiders. Sometimes Madden will mimic real life. Who says that Madden's an unrealistic game? I mean, the Raiders signed Minshew. What evidence do you need more that it's a perfectly realistic game? Before we hop into this game, though, we've got a couple things to take care of. First up, we have a superstar breakout scenario for Asante Samuel Jr. Just signed him last episode to a big contract, so this could be a big break for him. And the second thing we're going to do is we're going to take our first look at the draft class here for the upcoming season. Was debating whether to add, kind of the clips that we showed in the first off season in this episode. I definitely want to show those, but I think the way we're going to show them is kind of like they are top 30 visits, so we'll wait until the off season to show those kind of practice clips. So a couple of trench players that I really like here in the top 5. They're not going to go to us, of course, but even if we're not going to draft somebody, I still think it's good to show the best players in the class either way. Connor Abrams is the first guy that we might have a chance at. Interior offensive lineman, has center experience, excellent pass blocker. Lindsley's very old, and so we could be looking to move on from him, and Abrams would be an excellent replacement, but he might go top 10. Braden Gathers? I have no idea how to pronounce his name. He looks to be a very solid all-around cover safety. Could be an upgrade over Ashton Davis. 21 years old, excellent size at 224 pounds. 5'11's decent enough height. Calvin Meekins is another excellent offensive line prospect here. Just an elite athlete who projects to be really good all around as well. And so he's more of a mid-first round pick, but he will definitely be on the short list for the Chargers to hopefully take over. Right tackle is where he would play, coming out of LSU. About as good of an athlete at the offensive line spot as you're gonna get. Tremaine Farr here, 22 years old, 5'11", 203 pounds. Really good athlete as well, as you expect with these first-round picks. Would love to know what that zone actually is. If it's A, then you gotta love it. Safety, a bit of a need for the Chargers. Don't know if it's going to be a first-round need, but if it is, he's going to be high on the board. Torrey Gilliard, if we decide to go corner, is a really good athlete here with both man and zone. Can catch the ball really well. Press looks to be at least average, if not above average there. Is small though. Now here is a very intriguing player. Thaddeus Westbrook, round 1 to 2 player, only 20 years old in a Madden generated class. You'll see guys be 20 years old in user generated classes, but 20 years old in a Madden generated class is very rare. He's also a really good athlete. A man coverage, B press, B zone. Yeah, we're going to be circling Thaddeus Westbrook on the board. He's going to be a main target just because getting that extra year over pretty much everybody that's probably going to get drafted in this series of development is a massive deal. And the last thing I want to talk about is the running back class. It is very, very strong, and running back could be something we look to take early. Don't know if we'll prioritize it in the first round, but we could because Caleb Rainey is very, very good. 21 years old, excellent size, really good athlete as you're seeing here. And then power back wise, he's really good. More of only an average kind of elusive back, with the C juke move, D spin, but A stiff arm, B trucking. He has A break tackle, A carry, A vision, A awareness, B injury as well. He's a really, really good running back prospect here. There are a couple other top 5 guys that I don't have on my list, and I'll show you why. Michael Cooper here is just because he's 23 years old and kind of injury prone would be his deal. If I'm going to take a running back in the first round, I want him to be 21 years old. Running back and offensive line, I think, are the two positions that you really, really need 21 years old at. Maybe 22. And then Amari McDaniels, despite him being a top 5 talent, he's just not a good enough athlete, I think, to be a first round running back, which is why he's off my board. Also, F injury. If I'm going to take a running back first round, he needs to be pretty much a perfect prospect. And I think Caleb Rainey is that. He's not an exceptional receiver, but... And then the only guy that's not going to be going in the top 50 picks that we'll talk about just quickly is Lance Barton. Yes, he's 23 years old with D injury, but he's also not somebody you need to take in the first round, which is why I have him on the board. So let's now hop into our game today against the Raiders, trying to break our 4-game win streak. And Minshew been doing a solid job manning the helm for Las Vegas this season. We'll get things started with a no-gain run for Josh Jacobs. Continue to be impressed with what Eric Kendricks has done in the run game in this series. Thought, in his career to be more of a pass coverage linebacker, but as he gets towards the twilight of his career, he's shifting more towards that run stopper role, and Chargers will get a quick stop here on defense, bringing out Herbert for the first time. His numbers won't be quite as impressive since he's missed a large chunk of the season, but completion percentage and yards wise for how much he's played look really good. Herbert finds Jerry Dupree on the first play of the game. It'll be a 9-yard completion, and Eckler will get that first down with his first carry of the game. For a 1-yard gain on first down, Chargers have 2nd and 9. Herbert throwing towards the sideline, and it is hauled in by Keenan Allen. Great connection there for the first down, getting to the Los Angeles 41. Herbert to the flat, just going to be a minimal gain to Deshaun Dent. Plenty of time for Herbert once more, but just can't find anything he likes there, so he's going to throw it out of bounds. Bringing up 3rd and 9. We'd love to pick up a few yards here to get in field goal range, but Herbert once again forced to throw it away. Will we punt or will we kick a 57-yard field goal? Dicker's got a solid leg, but... And he make it here from 57. The kick is up, and it is missed to the left. I think he had enough leg there. Let's see this one on the replay. And yeah, it had the power, just not the accuracy. So the Raiders have excellent field position, and they're going to get a good run from Jacobs up the middle to start their drive. So they're already in Los Angeles territory. But a good stop there for a loss of 1. Back into the game. Play action for Minshew. Out of bounds, 0 for 2 on his start. 3rd and 11 upcoming. From the 42, Minshew dumps it off to Josh Jacobs. And much like the Chargers had, now the Raiders have 4th down at the 40-yard line. They too will elect to go for the kick. Carlson lines it up from 57. And this kick is good. So officially, Carlson is better than Cameron Dickers. I think what we can learn from that, although I think that's probably consensus opinion at this point in time. Deshaun Dent will gain 6. That might not be consensus opinion. I don't pretend to be super, knowledgeable of kicker rankings by any means. I know the Eagles have a good one, and Jake Elliott in the top 5 at least. That's going to be a terrible play on the dump off. Let's X that one out of the playbook. Loss of 4 on a dump off play. There should be no dump offs where somebody's that far behind the line of scrimmage. And then, of course, on 2nd and 14, we run the ball. And then we run wide receiver screen. That was easily the dumbest string of 3 plays in a row Madden has done in all of the CPU versus CPU gameplay I've watched. That was horrendous. This is a playbook that I usually like, play caller that I usually like what he calls, but that string of 3 plays was just atrocious. Minshew, clean pocket. It's broken up for Jacoby Myers. Steven Nelson doing the too small celebration despite being actually smaller than Jacoby Myers. Gain of 8 on 2nd and 10. Brings up 3rd and 2. Minshew throws it away, so the Chargers defense gets a stop. Bunch formation on the right for LA, and Herbert finds Dupree for 8. 7 completions, but just 44 yards so far. And a lot of underneath stuff to start. Here it is again. Herbert's actually only thrown past the sticks once so far in all of his throws. And, man, we run that stupid fake jet sweep too much. It's not a great run. Not a great run. And Max Crosby's just eating Trey Pipkins on this drive. First in the run, now in the pass game. I mean, you expect, Crosby to beat Pipkins pretty regularly. Yes, this is an excellent screen on 3rd and 12. Much better than our previous 3rd and 12 screen. If it hadn't worked out, I'd have been quite upset going for it 2 times in a row and missing both. But excellent juke by Austin Eckler. Gets him another first down. Stringing together a couple of good plays here. Give here to Spiller. Minimal gain. We'll call it 2 here, bringing up 2nd and 8. Fake the give and give to Spiller once again. Faking the jet handoff. Something that happens just a little bit too much for my liking in this Miami playbook, but with all the good that comes with this playbook, you'll take the occasional dumb handoff. 3 there to the flat for Ian Thomas, brings up 2nd and 7. Rolling left, Herbert downfield. There we go. There's a throw past the sticks. Jay Dupree down to the 8, brings up 1st and goal, Los Angeles. Give to Eckler. It's about halfway there. 5 for 20 to start the day for him. Into the flats. I don't know why Herbert's so quick to just dump it off today. I mean, he didn't even look at anybody else other than the flat read, but here he gets the touchdown to Keenan Allen. Chargers on the board here and take the lead. Allen was close. Allen was just barely past the line needed to gain there. I mean, if he reaches out to catch that rather than letting it come to his chest, that's not a touchdown. That one is going to be a quick sack. Tuli Tuipulotu just unblocked off the edge. Takes Minshew down in a hurry. And 5 there will bring up 3rd and 12. Bosa once again in coverage. And a first down up the seam to Michael Mayer. It's the Raiders to the 38. A little bit of a weird play design there from Las Vegas. Loss of 1. Minshew under center on 2nd down. Finds Hunter Renfrow. Catch and run yardage up near the 1st. They'll call him a yard short. 3rd and 1. Play action, and Josh Jacobs hauls it in for the first down. Stretch give to Jacobs, and Eric Kendricks once again right there for the stop. Second and long. Minshew's gonna be sacked once more. This time the rookie Barry Patterson, the one bringing him down. Brings up 3rd and 20. Long way to go for the Raiders, and they're gonna go back just a little bit more. The Chargers defensive line showing up here to stop this drive in its tracks. 4th and 28. Yeah, pretty obvious punting situation. Herbert just going to take off running. Easily tracked down by Crosby. Don't know what spooked him there. 2nd and 12. We'll gain a few of those yards back, bringing up the 2-minute warning here for 3rd and 7. Herbert flanked by 2 running backs in this formation. And he's got a man for the first, Keenan Allen, on the reception. 15 of 20 for Herbert, but only for 120 yards. And there he misses. Jerry Dupree had him for a first down. Herbert now dropped by Deshaun Dent. A couple of miscues in a row. First the miss by Herbert, then the drop brings up 3rd and 10. Herbert, plenty of time to scan, just nothing that he liked. Wasted that drive by just beating ourselves up that time. Minshew pressured and throws it towards the sideline, out of the reach of his target. I'll bring up 2nd down. Minshew over the middle and missed again. Quarterbacks missing some throws here down the stretch of this second quarter. And now the Raiders will play a conservative on 3rd and 10, almost pick up the first, but they'll be forced to punt. So we've got just under a minute left. Try to come up with something here. That screen is snuffed out. On 1st down, and then we go from a screen into a little dinky 4-yard completion, man. What's up with the play calling? Herbert throws it right into the hands of Nate Hobbs. What is that? What was that throw? What was the play calling? There were a couple of drives in this first half that were just awful, man. Why are we throwing an awful pass to a streak to Austin Eckler, man? That's just terrible offensive football. Oh, boy. Now the Raiders are going to have a chance to either take the lead or cut it to just 1 here. The latter looking more likely as time is running down here in the first half. Just 10 seconds remain for a 3rd and 10. And Minshew has a man downfield. That'll make the field goal easier here. 6 seconds left. And the Raiders will bring this to just a 1-point game. And I was pretty upset at the offense at this point when I recorded, so I skipped the halftime animation. So we're just going to hop right in here to the second half. That half of football, man. The play calling was really rough for the majority of it. 2nd and 7, and give to Eckler once more. He's sifting through traffic. Again, just a couple. But the run game is working a decent bit, and we're not going to it very much. And Herbert missed another throw. What is going on with Justin today, man? He's missing throws. He's throwing it away a bunch. He's checking down. This is not the guy that we've seen so far in this series. Completely different player today, and I didn't think it would be the Raiders defense to spook him now. You know, Max Crosby playing against Trey Pipkins, that's definitely a scary scenario, so I can give him credit there, but for the most part, that's a nice stop by the defense here. Force a punt. For the most part, something's wrong with Herbert today. Play action, he gets drilled. Speaking of Crosby, he gets right to him there. 2nd and 10. So I get that. He's probably spooked by some pressure by Crosby. But that doesn't excuse everything he's doing, and somehow the Raiders recover that. How do the Raiders recover that? There's 4 white jerseys there. How does none of them pick the ball up? Look at all those white jerseys. None of them pick it up, dude. Instant red zone for the Raiders. Minshew dumps it to Josh Jacobs. I can't believe this offense, man. I ran the throw it deep game plan for this game, and I'm never doing it again. The Raiders now take the lead, man. That was a nice play going to the ground by Davante Adams for sure on the touchdown reception. And they go for 2 to make it a 7-point lead, which makes a ton of sense. Play action again, Herbert. He's just moving off his spot. Like, what was the pressure there to make you to move off your spot? He's getting skittish. Once again, but this time he throws a dime with it. I mean, that was a throw and a half. That's the kind of stuff we're used to seeing from Herbert. Just need to see it more. Broken up over the middle, throwing it behind Jerry Dupree to allow the defense a chance to break it up. Great concentration there from Eckler to not only hold on through the contact, but to stay on his feet. Some yardage after the catch. And then on 3rd and 2, he had Keenan Allen wide open, and he missed again. What is wrong with Justin Herbert? Not on his game at all today. We're going to go for it on 4th and 2 here. We have a man wide open in the flats. Ian Thomas. 1st down and more. Puts us in scoring range. Herbert. As Keenan Allen, there you go. That's the kind of throw we needed to see. Keenan's 6th catch today. He's averaged 10 yards of reception. Dump off here to Parham. Don't usually see him get much involved, seeing as he's our 3rd tight end. Now they give to Spiller. Just hasn't quite been as good on his carries today as we've seen him be in previous episodes. Now Herbert's just going to roll right into a Max Crosby sack. Just didn't like his initial read and didn't really have the opportunity to go past it. Crosby's been playing excellently today. You got to give him credit for that. The Chargers are forced to settle for 3 rather than try to tie this game up. Back on the field, the Raiders get a gain of 2 from Josh Jacobs. Now going over the middle to Jacoby Myers. 3rd and 4. Minshew to the flat. It's incomplete for Jacobs with Nelson in coverage. So 3 and out forced by the defense, and now the offense has a chance to come out and take a lead. Eckler will gain 3 on the first play of the drive. 2nd and 7. Another check down underneath. 4 yards that time. I don't know why throw it deep just results in a million checkdowns, and now he's picked. Come on. The 3rd Herbert turnover of the game. When all you do is throw it short all game, the defense is going to adjust. They're going to start jumping these underneath passes because you're not going to throw it over their heads. Oh my goodness. Davante Adams for a 1st down gets the Raiders to the 23. The fact that our defense has held Las Vegas to 14 points so far with all the crap that the offense is giving them is really impressive. Gotta say. The fact that this is even a remotely close ball game right now, because I don't know what happened there with Minshew, is all because of a great defensive performance, I think, so far. So we've got 3rd and goal here with 5 seconds remaining. Could be the last play of the quarter. Minshew throws a strike to Davante Adams, and that's going to put the Raiders up by 2 scores. And from what you're seeing from the offense today, are you even the slightest bit confident that our offense is going to score twice here in the fourth quarter? There would be one more play in the third quarter before we get there, and it'd be a nice run to Eckler. Our run game hasn't been terrible with Eckler today. We just haven't gone to it at all. Instead, we see Herbert throw less than 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, or behind the line of scrimmage in this case, 90% of the time on throw it deep game plan. Just an absolute joke. First down for Deshaun Dent. Herbert rolling left and finding a man for a gain of 5. He's thrown 42 passes and is just over 200 yards. It's pathetic. I think Keenan Allen trying to spin there brought up 3rd and inches rather than getting the first there. No. Don't run this stupid run play. It's 3rd and inches. Just run up the middle. Why are we faking a jet sweep on 3rd and inches? Why? It's so stupid. You need an inch. And it's a turnover on downs. I cannot believe how stupid the play calling has been in this game, man. Atrocious game. A play calling. I don't know why I keep saying game when I'm trying to say play calling. Oh my goodness. Dude. This is not the same team that we've watched for the first... What is this, episode 8? This is not the team we've watched for the first 7 episodes, man. Something is wrong with the offense today. Play calling sucks. Execution sucks. You got to give some credit to the Raiders defense. They've made some plays as well, but I honestly feel like a lot of our wounds offensively today have been self-inflicted. Honestly hoping for the Raiders to just waste a bunch of clock, come down and score so we can mercy rule this game, man. I don't want to see this offense play anymore. It's been trash. We obviously need a reset. Oh, my goodness. Jacobs. Nice juke. It's to the 15-yard line. Davante Adams shaking up on the play. Give to Jacobs here once more. Gains just 3. And a nice run stop there will bring up 3rd and 9. Please just score a touchdown here. Gardner to the end zone. And Derwin James just has to be a good football player, doesn't he? Keeps this game technically not quite over yet. We'll see if this offense can come down and score a quick touchdown. Still have all 3 timeouts, so as long as we score a touchdown here, we have a shot. Rashawn Slater, I mean, if we needed this game to get any worse, he is injured. Luckily, it would not be a multi-week injury. Spoiler alert. So, no big injury news there as Jerry Dupree could not hold on through the contact. Would have been a major play. And on 3rd and 7, we're running a flipping screen with under 3 minutes left in the ball game. What kind of atrocious play calling is that? But Deshaun Dent downfield makes an excellent play on 4th down to bail the play caller out. Herbert smashed as he threw. Decides right now to make the best play of the game. I mean, for him at least. He could not step into that throw at all. Still hit Quentin Johnston right on the money. Why are we throwing short of the end zone right now? We need to preserve time. 2nd and goal from the 7. The offense waking up. Herbert fumbles the ball. You're kidding me. Oh, you're kidding me. This game's over. The fourth Herbert turnover. The inaccuracies. The skittishness. The dump-offs. The turnovers. I never thought there would be a game in this franchise series where we would lose because of Justin Herbert. But I think that's what we saw here today. Don't get me wrong, the offensive line did him no favors. There was one brutal drop as well, but I think a very large portion of the blame pie, so to speak, would be assigned to Justin Herbert for today's loss. 4 turnovers, and on 52 attempts, he had 290 yards because he kept throwing 3 yards down the field. 5 pancakes for Daniel Lopez is pretty sick. Defense, I think, played pretty well. They certainly played well enough to win, I think, in this game, but hard to win when your quarterback plays as poorly as Justin Herbert. I honestly think he might have won that game with Max Duggan, the way he was playing. That upgrade gets all of Daniel Lopez's ratings into the greens, which is nice. Pipkins gets a pass protector upgrade. He desperately needs it after he was getting owned by Max Crosby most of this game. That game came out of nowhere offensively for me. We haven't seen our quarterback play that bad in a while. Now we get the quarterback duel. Oh, this is a quarterback duel, huh? Did you see Justin Herbert play last week? Come on, man. This isn't no quarterback duel. Who's going to step up? Well, I can tell you it's not going to be Justin Herbert's. Oh, my gosh. I was also so just rattled by that game that I forgot to sim this game quarter by quarter like we've been doing to see if I want to hop into the end, because so far has been a close game here with Baltimore. We lead by 1 entering the 4th. Baltimore scores, but we respond, and the last second field goal by Baltimore will end this one. A very competitive game. If I was not flustered by the Raiders loss, I would have remembered to hop into it, but I was not wanting to see this team play anymore after the Raiders game. I'll just say that. But of course, it would have been a good game to hop into. Herbert under 200 yards this game, but did throw 3 touchdowns and no picks. So much better on the turnover avoidance front. Dupree caught a couple of touchdowns. Dent caught one as well today. A lot of sacks allowed though. Fortunately, we got 1 sack of our own. And there you have it. We'll end this episode off with some upgrades, but 0-2 on the episode. I mean, I opened this episode talking about how we were in a race against the Chiefs for being able to win this division, and now it's looking more like we might be fighting for a playoff spot in general, you know, in the wild card. 7-5 now, still currently in the playoffs. Asante Samuel Jr. has bench press. That doesn't make any sense. What should we give him instead? Maybe outside, since he doesn't really play slot. Oh, what an episode. Think you have things rolling, and then it all comes crashing down with an 0-2 episode. The division, it's still not technically over, but I think winning the division now becomes very, very difficult. So at this point, we're probably looking at a wild card spot, unless the team continues to just disappoint. Then we might be out of the playoffs altogether. Hoping that's not the case. Hoping this is just kind of a 1 episode little blip on an otherwise successful season. Division games can always be tough, you know? I don't think you can excuse just how bad our offense was by saying, oh, it's a division game, but trying to find some silver linings in what was not a great effort. So the defense will get a little bit of a boost for our next game. It's going to be coming against the New England Patriots, who have been terrible this year. Interested to see what their record is. It's 1-11. But this one's actually a pretty big game. You'd think, 1-11, easy game, time for us to get back on track. But because of the cold opponent scenario, if you lose the week of a cold opponent scenario, it will tank your team in morale, which could be very dangerous. So that's an important game that we'll be watching next episode. That will be coming out soon, and I will see you then.